Well, this week is exactly how I didn't plan it. I had big ambitions and goals to get a episode done on identity or loss of community or something like that. And I ended up getting all up in my feels. And, just kind of a rough week trying to figure stuff out because how the heck am I going to say something about lost community or identity or anything like that if I ain't got no clue what I'm doing and how to figure it out myself? So I don't think we're going to talk about that this week. So what I ended up doing was saying, hey, I can't be a worthless bum just sitting on the couch. I got to do something. So I started working. When I can't figure it out, uh, getting out here sweating in the Texas heat and just putting in some manual labor, getting stuff done that needs to be done. That seems to be the place that grounds me for some weird reason. So let me show you what I got done. So in the back, I had the box blade all up in the weeds. So we got that pulled out. And as you can see, today I learned how to use a bush hog. And I'd never done that before. And I didn't kill myself, which is pretty good. And I got some weeds mowed down. So I feel pretty accomplished. Need to get some stuff to make it better, but it was good enough for an ops test today. Also, we have plastic on everything in the shop here, as you can see. And the reason we got that is because we got spray foam coming. So we're going to get 2 inches of spray foam. Uh-oh. That fell off. Right now it's 102 inside this building. Thank God it's only 39% humidity. So super excited Wednesday. They're coming to take care of that. And as you can see, I've been a busy little beaver. We went and bought a little bit of wood. 6 row, 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall. And his brother over there is right at 9 feet wide. And they will be a set of triplets. And there'll be one in the back right there. Hopefully that'll get everything out of our storage unit, and we won't be paying them guys anymore. And we got a little workbench there, a little bit of storage. So it's coming right along. So I know this is crazy. A lot of people haven't seen the property and how it's laid out, and so I thought I'd just throw it out there. This week looks like the county came in and dug some ditches, which is kind of cool because if you look at it, we had to bring 25 loads of dirt in so that the building sat up. As you can see, we had to do that so that the water runoff was going the right way. What you can't tell is everyone's property, maybe there you can tell, everyone's water comes into my property. And there's the other end. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. We've kind of known that from the get-go. And I was okay with it because of what I have planned for the property. But with the county coming in, the rub is now I don't have a culvert there. And now all the water is going to be going north, which is toward the buggy and the tractor there. And what it generally does is it comes right across here because I've made a little swale, I guess, or a little ditch. But generally what it does is it goes all the way into the back, which is problematic. We're trying to get it to come over here, and right in the back here is where a dry creek is. And so we'll have 3 culverts going in this area right here, and we'll probably bring in another 20 loads of dirt and get that all squared away. Looking from this angle, you can tell I've got a little bit of a grade problem, which I'm trying to fix. And so still with the amount of dirt that we brought in, I've got to get in here with the box blade, which is why I pulled it out, dig some of this up and slant it away, and then put a berm across the front of the property so that it all comes down here. It's kind of crazy. I'd planned on talking about identity, like I said, And this week I just kind of felt, I guess, drunk on emotions, maybe high. There's just too much coming in, and I didn't know where they were all coming from. I didn't know if it was loss of community. I didn't know if it was me just being up in my feels. Maybe it was my man week for the month. I didn't know if it was loss of identity, which I thought I had figured out, but I don't think I do. And so just been an interesting week. I also got some feedback from my business coach, who is awesome. And he let me know I was kind of preaching on the finance piece, and that's not what I'm going for. That's not the intent. And so that material stuff, maybe that's the only way you can present it, but definitely not what I want to go after, because nobody cares. Nobody listens to that. You have to be in a really specific mood or ready to receive information like that to really watch that content. So kind of regrouping this week. I'm just trying to figure out what works and what don't work. I don't know if 4 episodes is enough to say something's not working, but there's a lot of factors to think about. One of the things that was brought up this week is maybe I should try a different format. I mean, I kind of am above of that. Like, I thrive off of other people. Like, that's my joy. That's my fun spot. My wife's like, hey, just be funny. I'm like, that just doesn't, like, I don't pull it out of my hooker do. Like, it's not instant. It's people based. So I guess with that, I am willing to entertain and explore that. So if there's anybody who wants to sit down and maybe tag team an episode or give me questions or do a podcast kind of style thing, I'm up for travel. I know a lot of folks in Illinois, and I know some people in San Antonio. 12 hours, I think, is about all I'm willing to drive, but that sounds crazy, but I am. Like, I want to make this work. So if anybody wants to sit down and be on here, I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to say yes, because I'm an a-hole and I'm picky. But if you want to, like, reach out to me. Let's have a chat. Let's talk. I think it would be more beneficial for those watching to hear an opinion or 2 or 3 rather than just one a-hole's opinion. Well, like I said, definitely not the week that I thought I was going to have. Definitely not the episode that I thought I was going to film this week as well. But, I think that's to be expected. I mean, I'd like to think I'm good, but like, this is a process. Like, this is something to figure out. It's challenging. I thought that being a first sergeant and taking the diamond off and going back as a flight chief was hard. And it was hard. And I think that's why probably 90% of first sergeants retire after they take the diamond off. But I'll be honest with you, this is a whole new level. And taking the diamond off helped with the blow. But man, this is a special kind of special. So next week will be better. I know that. And I'm pretty content with this week. Even though it's not what I wanted to do, like, I still can see the silver lining in everything. And so we got some manual labor done, some stuff on the property that needed done. And let's be honest, like, I'm not out here digging with a shovel. I have a lot to be thankful for and a lot to be grateful for. And it just didn't go the way I wanted to this week. And that's got to be all right. I guess to wrap it up, first world problems. So if you're having those same first world problems and you want to do some manual labor, we've got stuff to do. So go ahead and give me a holler. We'll get you down here. SK, I've got a tractor. Might have a Mini X if you come down. So just saying. So with that, if you haven't told yourself already this week, do me a favor. Make the day you deserve.